So, hello everybody out there. I would like to very welcome you to this very interesting and great webinar we are holding today. I just would like to ask into the round if you can hear us, if everything is fine. Great, fine. Thank you for confirmation. Yes, yeah, let's start. We are very proud to introduce Steve Nison today to you. We're very happy to have him on board, working together with him. Steve is basically known as the father, the worldwide father of the modern candlestick charting. And yeah, he's continuously training thousands of traders and investors around the globe. Just to give you some information about Steve, what he has done so far, where he is known, he's really a big name in the industry. He has clients included like JP Morgan's, Fidelity, Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and many other well-known names in the industry. So he has really a very famous name in the industry. Yes, and basically he's also a very respected speaker for Wall Street Journal, Parents, Euroweeks, lecturer for various universities, and presented his strategies to the World Bank and Federal Reserve. Yeah, so basically Japanese candlesticks is, I think, almost known to almost every trader. This is, I would say, a must-have in trading. Yes, just a few words to myself. I am the CEO of AgenaTrader, Gilbert Kreuzthaler, my name. Just to give you also a brief bio of myself, I didn't do it very often so far, but having such a huge big name on board, I also just do it myself to introduce some few words about myself. In my previous time, at the beginning, I was working several years as a banker. Then I changed into a further education, into a technical school for computer science and economy, basically. Yes. Then coming out of this education, I was working as a developer, software developer, software project manager, requirements manager for various companies in the financial industry, for Austrian Post Bank, for Česká spořitelna in Czech Republic, for Unisys International, and a very long time for Allianz Austria, Allianz Switzerland, Germany, and so on. So I have quite a lot of experience in developing complex software, but I'm also a private trader since 1999. I'm very engaged in the markets, and yes, in the years 2007, 2008, I was also trading as a prop trader for a US company, very interesting time. So basically I got a lot of experience also in trading, and from this moment on, basically, or better, these two branches I combined to my knowledge into AgenaTrader, created from 2010, 2011 on, started to work on AgenaTrader. Yes, with AgenaTrader, who does not have AgenaTrader so far and did not have any contacts with us. We are on the market since about 2013 now, very successful in Europe, and now expanding our business worldwide. And of course, there we are welcome such international names like Steve Nison, very well. Yes, Steve, just a few words from your side. Did I forget anything about introducing you? Maybe you'll give also some words about you.
Oh, no, thank you so much for the nice introduction. Essentially, I was the very first to reveal Japanese candlesticks to the Western world, and I still find it amazing that before I revealed these techniques in one of my books in the 1980s, it was not one chart anywhere in America or Europe that had a candlestick chart. And now they're the standard charting method. And the reason I'm so excited to work with Agena is because our scanning software, which is the focus of this seminar, allows traders and investors to automatically find the candlestick signals that I have found to be most important. And the reason I'm thrilled to be joining forces with Agena, as you know, for those of you who have the platform, it's a really, really powerful platform. It does things that I really haven't seen anywhere else. And, you know, one of the challenges we have in trading, especially trading and also investing, but mainly trading, is we need to know when to buy, when to sell, but just as importantly, how to make a watch list of potential markets to trade. And it used to take me hours every night to do that, so I designed the Nison candle scanner, and I released it to the public recently to let any trader or investor automatically find my favorite candlestick signals. And the reason I really wanted to join forces with Agena is because both the NCS, which is Nison Candle Scanner, that's how we refer to Nison Candle Scanner, NCS, both NCS and the Agena platform are really designed to save time, and NCS and Agena are both very, very easy to use. It's a really simple install for the NCS. You'll be up and running in a couple of minutes. And what I'd like to do is ask Gilbert, quickly go through what NCS can do. Essentially, NCS has three features which we'll look at individually. Highlighting, which is actually what we have on the screen here. Highlighting is when you could pull up any chart in any time frame, in any market, and have all my favorite candlestick signals. So here we have a chart of DD, and you can see some of the candlestick signals. These are abbreviated. You also have the ability to make it so it's the full name. So like over here, okay, it's a rising window plus W. And the reason we have the default as abbreviation, sometimes you have a lot of candlestick signals, and if you have the full text, they'll overlap. But here, for example, is another rising window. And so we have 18 of my favorite bullish and 18 of my favorite bearish candlestick signals. So this is an example of highlighting. So if we could just pull up another, oh, here on the right side, oh, yeah, let's pull up another chart. Gilbert,
yes, no
right,
problem.
And yeah, just show you what kind of high. So here you can see some of the major candlestick signals. Over here, here's a falling window, minus W, for example. And so what's nice is, as I mentioned, you can work in any time frame. So here, the layout, we have a daily chart here, we have a weekly chart here, we have a monthly chart here. Most traders will obviously be using a daily or an intraday chart. So this is highlighting. We also have real-time alerts, which is on the left side. So if you can quickly go through what that is, Gilbert, and then we'll look at the most powerful feature of scanning. So can you kind of explain what we have on the left side here?
Yes, yes. Maybe one question before I'm starting to a little bit show about something about AgenaTrader. What were actually the factors? Why did you decide to originally create the NCS software? What was your idea for the NCS software originally?
Well, actually, it was a very selfish reason. As I mentioned a little while ago, because I'm running a company, I would do my trade setups after the markets close and put the trades in the night or the day of the session. And what I wanted to do is find a list of watch markets within seconds. So what I do here is, and we all do this at the company, we all trade. So for example, and we'll show scanning in a couple of minutes, but we would scan through the S&P 500 and look for, say, bullish engulfing patterns or hammers, and all the markets within the S&P that had bullish engulfing patterns or hammers, if the longer-term trend is up, it would come up, and then I would pull up a chart and look at some of my Western indicators, to see if it confirms support or resistance, look at the risk reward, and decide if we were going to do a trade. And in fact, what we've done with Agena, and we can show this a little bit later on, is we created, I think, 6 workspaces with some of our favorite Western signals. But originally it was for a selfish reason, and I found it worked so well that I thought it would benefit traders around the world, so I decided to release the software to the rest of the world.
Yeah, this is where we're working on. So we are just heading the rest of the world. And yeah, many thanks. I just now I'm switching over, showing some features of AgenaTrader. Why this software is really so so powerful, and you're really able to watch many different markets. I mean, what you see here, for example, is this is an end of day. This is the Dow 30 in end of day, and basically AgenaTrader user already knows the scanner, how it works. But basically, what you see here is you see the 1 day column, you see a 1 week column, you see the 1 month column. And of course, where what the big advantage is already that, for example, in this case of HD, you can see, for example, that on 1 month you have a high wave, which is a monthly signal. And here, these are the green signals. The red signals are basically the green signals. These are the long signals. The red signals are the short signals. And what you also see here is, for example, these signals, they have full columns, full colors, and the other there are some signals they have just light colors. And there you can also distinguish between if the signal which is coming is just occurring on the last finished candle, or if it already, in this case, like you see in the brackets, it's already 1, 2, 3 candles ago. So there you can decide how actual how actual the signal is. But it's not only end of day. Of course, we also have, for example, here the scanner running in intraday time frame. So, for example, here you see 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour. I guess, Steve, these are your preferable time frames you're working with, and you also see here these signals in real time. So basically, we are just about here breaking the 5 minutes, and you see here already that in this moment the scanners are changing. So since we are just about breaking the 5 minutes now, and also the 15 minutes, because it's here 50 minutes past 7 in Europe. So this is also the 15-minute candle has changed, and now we got already new signals here for 5 minutes and also for 15 minutes. So this is just what you see here, how the scanner is working and how the system is working together with the Nison package, Steve Nison package, basically. Yeah. So when you, for example, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, just keep in mind, first of all, many of these patterns some of you may not be familiar with, like a tweezers, or you may not remember what a bullhotomy is in CA. So one of the resources you're going to get as part of the NCS is a video I did going over all 5 minutes for each of the patterns. So it's like a 40-minute video, and it'll remind you what a high wave candle is, what a tweezer's top is, and so forth. So don't worry about if you don't remember some of these candlestick signals. Well, we're going to be giving you some education on that once you invest in the resource. And also I should point out, and this is what's great about Agena, bearish signals are in red, as Gilbert mentioned, and bullish signals are in green. But very, very important, it doesn't mean every time you get a red signal you think about shorting, or every time you get a green signal you think about buying. A key indicator to me, one of the most effective uses of candle charts is when they confirm a Western signal. All right, so if we have a candlestick signal confirming a support area, I'd be more likely to buy. If we have on a green signal, likewise, if we have a bearish candlestick signal, like say a shooting star confirming a resistance area, I'd be more likely to sell short or to exit a position. So these gives you trade setups, and as Gilbert showed, if you see, for example, in Dish, a bearish signal, you can, or a bullish signal, you click on it, it'll pull up the chart, and then you use your analysis to think if it's a good time to buy or a good time to sell. Okay, back to you, Gilbert.
Yes, yeah. I mean, this is also here because you just mentioned. Of course, we have also different indicators which might support you. For example, you have mentioned the support and resistance indicator. That this is also something what we have on board. Where is it? That I just find it. Support. The moment. Anyway, there is support resistance areas. For example, if you move this into the chart, then the signals might help you also to find out when it's really a time to if a signal is good or not that good. Right. You also can confirm it with higher time frames, for example, that you see also the higher time frames here, where it's also very important to see how our market, because this is just an excerpt of the market. And of course, if you look from 5 minutes into 1 hour, you see really how the market goes. If it trends long, like here, and you get a long signal, of course, in the 5 minutes chart, then of course it has a higher value, because also the higher trend is, or the higher market, the higher time frame is moving in the same direction, and something like this. So this is really very helpful here. Of course,
can you show them escort also? That is so powerful with MCS.
Yes. I just wanted to show you also very helpful functionality. Oh. Okay, this is again the problem what we have with okay, I can show it here. Just GoToWebinar makes the problem that whenever you open here a menu, then sometimes you don't see the entries. But here this is fine. So what we also have here currently, this is a setup escort where you can create the different signals basically. This is, or where you can combine it. Here you see, for example, in this list, you see all the different signals which have been provided by Steve. So you see all the different candlestick patterns, basically, which are supported by the system. Basically, what you also can do is here that you can select them. You have also the possibility here to select stops and target methods. So basically what you can do here is, with a few mouse clicks, you can just create a strategy. Basically, if you would like to have a certain strategy on a bearish engulfing pattern, you just click on the bearish engulfing pattern, and what you can also do is you can set initial stop, you can set a hard trail stop just by selecting a certain stop. You can select a soft trail stop, and you can select, for example, a certain target method. And basically selecting these few possibilities here, you have created a complete strategy for you. So this is also what makes it very easy for you if you know that, for example, for a certain signal, a certain stop works very well. So you can just create your own strategy here and just combine it to a complete strategy, save it, say OK here, and then it's transmitted into a complete strategy. So there you have different sessions. For example, what we have done here is also one thing that we have, for example, a second session created for Steve for this Nison package, for example, where there is just a bullish engulfing pattern, a high wave, and a shooting star in it. And for example, if you just do not want to see all the different patterns here, candle patterns, we have provided already a second session here. And what you can do with this session, this is very easy. For example, here in the 5 minutes chart, or yes, in the 5 minute scanner, if you just would like to see a certain amount of signals, you can go here to edit column. What you could also do is here you can select the where we are, just a moment, premium, here we are, okay. So what you could do is here to say, okay, I just would like to see a few of the signals, just my favorites, for example. Let's do it for 5 minutes. Sorry, I've selected the incorrect one. So let's go here. So for 5 minutes, I just would like to see a few of them, not all of them, just my favorites one, and say okay. So, and now we have loaded all of them, and now you see here in the 5 minutes, you just see here the bullish, the bearish, the high wave, and just these two different or three different signals we just have selected. So here in this column you see all of them, and in here, because you have selected that in 5 minutes you just would like to see a certain amount of them, just get back to the setup escort here. We have different sessions, or scanning sessions we call them, and here you can define, for example, very easily, where you can say, okay, for a certain scanner session, you just would like to see the engulfing, the bearish, the bullish engulfing, the high wave, and the shooting star. And that's it. So if you are not familiar with all the different candlestick patterns, you have always the possibility to say, okay, I just would like to select these ones which I'm really familiar with, and or I do not want to see that many of the different signals, just a few ones of them. So all this is possible. But
so
what is really
yeah, so okay. I should also mention, before I forget, Gilbert, that our NCS normally works only in the daily chart, but because of the grand opening special that you and I have, what we've done, and anybody who invests in NCS doesn't have to worry about changing anything around. We've automatically upgraded the NCS to what we call NCS Pro, and what that does is let you use this on intraday charts as well as forex charts, because candlesticks are different in intraday and forex because the opening and closing are very close to one another. So the candlesticks have a little bit more nuance, a little different in intraday and forex. But as we see here, don't worry about any time frame, even if it's an intraday. The NCS, you'll be upgraded to NCS Pro. And we got a question from Frederick. He said AgenaTrader already has a number of candlestick indicators. Keep in mind that there is other candlestick recognition out there, but this is the only one in the world personally designed by me, because it's not only a matter of recognizing the shape of the candle lines. In other words, we all know, or people who are familiar with candlesticks know, a bullish engulfing pattern is when a green candle wraps around a red candle, real body, but you also have to take trend into account. So for example, a bullish engulfing pattern should come after a downtrend, or a bearish engulfing pattern should come after an uptrend. And one of the things that I spent a lot of time on is how to define what the trend is, and that's proprietary. But what you're going to find is with NCS, these are all candlestick signals refined by generations of use in the Far East. I'm the go-to person for candlesticks, so when you get a candlestick signal in NCS, you know it's 100% valid, and you can be confident, that you're getting the right signal.
Okay, I hope this answers the question. Yeah.
And can you show me the oscillator also before I forget? This is something really powerful with the NCS. One of the issues we have, like for example, we may have a lot of patterns, a lot of hot armies, or a lot of bullish engulfing patterns on a chart, and if you look at a chart, you don't want to have to worry about where they are and looking through all the abbreviations. And actually, let's show what it looks like without the abbreviations before I forget, Gilbert.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and then I'll go on with what I was saying. So go up, up, up. There we use abbreviation. Make that go down. Go down. There you go.
Okay. Okay. Good. Yeah. So here we are.
Make that fall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you actually have all the, thanks. So now you have all the patterns. Now let's say we had, we don't have too many here, but let's say we had a lot of, bullish hottomies. And, you don't want to have to go through, or you want to find all the bullish hottomies, but you don't want to have to scroll through, a lot of data. So what's really unique with Agena is they have an oscillator that'll show you whenever there's a bull hottomy. So can you show that on here?
Okay. The oscillator. Sorry, what oscillator are you talking about?
Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's the one where whenever there's like a bullish engulfing pattern, the oscillator goes from 0 to 1.
I see. Sorry.
Right. Yeah. I'm
this is okay. No. Okay.
Yeah. It's really not an oscillator, so that's
okay.
Like yeah. Right.
Okay. Then. Sorry. So I was a little bit confused. Okay, so bullish engulfing, for example, here, if you put it into the chart, you say apply here, and you see immediately here where these signals are. So, for example, here you see the spikes, and here you see immediately where a bullish harami or a bullish is available.
Right. I think we have hottomy. I think we have a hottomy labeled. Yeah. So yep. Yeah, this is so this is really powerful. So you could focus on exactly where a particular signal is, and so that's very unique. So
yes, and I think currently you see that the bullish engulfing is because we have switched it off here.
Oh right, exactly.
Because there are some only some few ones of them here, and we don't see all the signals because we would not see the chart anymore because of them. Signals,
and on the left, on the bottom, it does say bullish engulfing pattern, so that's a good way to see.
Right. Yes,
great.
You see it. Yeah.
Anything
there are two different indicators here in the chart. There is here the bullish engulfing, which is here shown on the bottom, and here is the other one, this NCS.
Right, because we turned it off.
Here.
Turned it off.
Right. Yes. Yeah. So here you see basically the different possibilities what you can show in the chart. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Anything else on this, Gilbert, before we go into scanning? Anything else you want to show on the real-time alerts here, or?
Yes. I mean, what we can do, of course, is in AgenaTrader, and this makes it really powerful. Also, is if you get a signal here, for example, let's get to Costco, and you get here really a good signal, a long signal. What you can do is you can
let's turn on bullish engulfing pattern because I think you said it was off.
Just let's have a look. Go to 15. Okay, here what you see, for example, we got here. Yes, let's get back into the standard session because they are properly. So what you see here, for example, is what we have switched on is here the AgenaTrader++ feature, for example. And there, when you get a signal, you just double-click here on this cell, basically, and you get immediately a setup placed into the chart. And it's risk and money managed, basically. What you see here is that what you would risk on this trade, here is the entry, here is the stop, and here is the target. And for example, if you decide to move the stop away further, you see immediately also what you would risk at this moment. If you move it closer, you also see immediately what you're risking on this trade and what your target would give you. So this is an integrated risk and money management, and this is, you see here, if further you move away the stop, at a certain point also the order size gets recalculated because it does not fit anymore into a risk and money management. Now we get 160 if it's so far away, and if you move it back here to the original position, you see you get 180. So this is something what is also implemented in AgenaTrader. You can define your risks. You can define also a certain amount what you would like to invest max into your position, and if you exceed this, then from a certain moment on, also the position size gets recalculated properly. Okay, so you are not exceeding risks any time anymore.
Great. That's such a powerful feature. And let's look at scanning now. And one of the questions I see Greg or George, he was actually at a class I gave at Frankfurt probably about 10, 15 years ago. I'm impressed he remembered. And he said, I know you work a lot with Bollinger Band, which is true. Can you scan with a combination of AgenaTrader, Trader, / NCS for your signals, engulfing hammer at Bollinger Band? So what I would personally do is I would have a chart on the chart. I would have Bollinger Bands, and then anytime we get a candlestick signal, I would see if it's confirming support at a Bollinger Band or resistance at a Bollinger Band. But a question to you, Gilbert, can you scan for certain like crossovers like RSI or MACD crossovers at the same time you're scanning for NCS?
Basically, you could do it. I mean, this is of course crossover is something what you can do here in you can define it by your own. So if you have, for example, a certain idea you would like to what you see here is basically this is the so-called condition escort. And if you have a certain idea you would like to program for your own, you can define such conditions basically by your own, just via drag and drop. So basically, what you can do here is we have here let's maybe select any other, and here you see basically how these signals are looking like. What you can do is here, for example, if you would like to add any RSI that you say, okay, for example, an RSI is greater than 30, you just would like to get this signal when the RSI is greater than 30, then what you can do is you just can drag and drop it here and can say, okay, if it's greater, smaller, equal, or whatever, then you can select a value, can compare it with a value, and can say, okay, if this condition is greater than 30, for example, so if the RSI is greater than 30, and then you get the signals. Of course, it might be here a Steve Nison signal, a candlestick signal here. Then you get this signal only anymore if the RSI is greater than 30. So basically, you can just create your own conditions here. You can combine them with a rising window, with a bearish harami, whatever. So basically, you can do you can adjust all your signals if you would like to add additional criteria to the signal. You can just do it in the condition escort. So basically, this is signal programming, and what you have seen before is the setup escort is basically the strategy programming. What you can do in AgenaTrader without knowing.
Yeah, I was going to say this is why I'm so excited to work with Agena, because that's a really powerful feature. Because one of the ways that people misuse candlesticks is they'll buy or sell on a candlestick signal without looking at a Western signal, and the fact that you could set up strategies with Western signals in combination with NCS, I think is really very powerful.
Yeah, let's just try to do it with one of the signals. Hammer RSI greater 30, for example, is a long signal. Then you just enter the condition name. You just say this is a long signal here, and then you can use and can say, okay, if the hammer, for example, is 1, because this is a condition, that means it's true. It just occurred, and for example, the RSI is greater than 30. This is a very simple example here. So, okay, so this is 1 here. We say if this is 1 and if this is greater than 30. So, and basically with that, you already you now have created a new signal for you using the candlesticks from Steve and here using also the RSI. So it's very flexible. You do not need to know any programming language anymore. You just use here the condition escort and can program your own strategies and signals. Say okay, now it's fine. So, and now you could already in the setup escort, for example, you already will find this. And where has it been? I think we have programmed it for the hammer. Okay, here it is, for example, already. So, and if you would like to put it into the Nison, also with the other ones, so you see here also it's there. And now you can already combine it, for example, with a strategy where you say, okay, I would like to have this stop. I would like to have a certain trailing hard stop and, for example, a certain multiple risk 2 levels target method. And so you have created a complete strategy.
Very impressive. And can you show them, Gilbert, what these are on the right
Yes.
here? Yeah.
So let's close it. So basically, here are the oscillators you mentioned before, all the signals. So for example, here you see all the abbreviations. And if you would like to find out if there is just currently or where the historical signals are of the different candlestick patterns, you just hover with the mouse over here. There is nothing here. You see again. There is here. There are some occurrences.
Rising windows. Yep. W is
rising windows. Yeah. So here are the falling ones. So here you can just move with the mouse hover over there, and you see immediately where the candlestick patterns here. These ones are shown in the chart.
Great stuff. Great stuff. Now, the real power. I mean, this is really. We looked at the. We looked at highlighting where we pull up any chart. We see all my favorite candlestick signals. Again, as Gilbert so skillfully showed you, it's very easy to turn off the signals on or off. Most people will keep them all on. We looked at the real-time alerts as on the left side. And now let's look at the real power of NCS, which is scanning, where you could take a list of markets. Like I said, I look at the S&P 500, but you could use any group of markets. You could put in your own group of markets, like I have a group of markets with option trades I have on. And then you could say, hey, with this group of markets, say it's the S&P 500, find all the markets that have a bullish engulfing pattern or, or a shooting star. And it'll scan through all those markets, and then only the ones with a bullish engulfing pattern that day, assuming it's a daily chart, or, if you set it up for a couple of days ago, it'll create that. Remember what I said, the really important thing is when to buy, when to sell, and to get a watch list of markets. The scanning will give you a watch list of markets that'll narrow down literally hundreds of markets until maybe 5 or 10, and then you can click on each one of the markets that have that particular candlestick signal and see if it's a good trade, using the escort or using, however you set up trading strategy. So can we just get say a group of markets and then show how to scan through that to find particular signal?
Okay, I mean it's quite quite complicated. There, GoToWebinar somehow makes sure rules because this does not occur. Basically, it's always in combination with GoToWebinar. But just a moment. How could we do this now? Workspace.
The issue is, like you say, with GoToWebinar. It's very easy to use NCS, but the GoToWebinar, there's a delay.
Yeah.
That's what the problem is. So.
New chart container. Okay, I think this is here. I just need to. I think yes. Now there's a tab chart group now. Let's open a chart container.
And again, when you see the slides,
okay.
you're not going to have this issue when you're actually in it. It's because of the GoToWebinar that you're getting those little blank screens. Mm-hmm.
So okay, and here, for example, I think you're talking about this that we are just going through the S&P, the first 100 instruments of the S&P. So you can just select it here. You can define
daily chart. Let's do a daily chart and find all the bullish engulfing patterns.
Okay, intraday, so this, I think this is the default standard here.
Right.
Yeah, right. So here we see what we are scanning now is we are scanning through 1 day, 1 week, 1 month, and it's the default default standard, or it is Steve Nison standard.
I'm not sure. Let's do Steve Nison standard. I'm not sure.
Okay, good. Okay, let's do this.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. Okay.
And there you go. Okay. Oh, we have them all on. Okay,
Yeah.
so right now it's all the signals, but if you turned off everything and just have a bullish engulfing pattern, only those markets with a bullish engulfing pattern will pop up.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So we're not, we don't have to do.
This.
Can we? Do we? I think we have the option to turn all the signals off, don't we? Within the NCS program. Remember where we saw the abbreviations? Remember we turned off abbreviations in that window.
It's here. We are here in the scanner,
right?
And in the scanner, we would have to use another session. This was something what I just wanted, what I showed before. That, for example, here we are switching into the candlestick present. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we are just changing here everything to the candlestick presentation. So if we would like to see which one should we show?
Let's say bullish engulfing pattern. Let's say a bullish engulfing pattern.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so basically here there are 3 different signals. If we just would like to see the bullish engulfing pattern, so here we have this specific session.
There we go.
Here
right.
just say just a bullish engulfing pattern, and yes, giving this away. Okay, and then just a reload. And now we just see the bullish engulfing.
Right.
So there is just one here on a monthly base, and just one here, a historical one, on the
right. And here,
yes,
so you get so here you get the bullish engulfing pattern, and then you could again use the trading setup that Gilbert showed you, or what I would be looking at here is a bullish engulfing pattern. To me, it's confirming a support area. Okay, and this is the analysis I would go through. So it's near the bottom end of the Bollinger Band, which is plus, positive. And by the way, plus E means a bullish engulfing pattern. It's a green wrapping around a red. So this bullish engulfing pattern is confirming support. And candlesticks, by the way, do not give price targets. So, your price target might be here if you're thinking about buying it. But my concern would be on this bullish engulfing pattern. See how the market stalled for like 3 days over here? So if you're buying it over here and your target is up here and my stop would be under here, I would not do this trade because it's a poor risk reward. However, with this bullish engulfing pattern as support, and I'd give it a little bit of leeway because the low's here, anywhere now near the lows, if you're buying it down here with the stop under here, you have a very tight stop, so you have a limited risk. And even if your target is up here, it's a good risk reward. But the point is, you're seeing that a bullish engulfing pattern is picked up out of hundreds of or 100 different markets. So you could do an analysis. So literally it takes, and you may look also for hammers in bullish engulfing patterns. But, we find markets to trade that there's no way we would ever find because the NCS picks them up for us. There's no way anybody could look through 100 or 500 markets. So this is a very powerful feature, especially in combination with Agena's, escort and the ability to also combine other Western indicators. So it's like your 1-2 punch for trading success.
Yes, I mean this is also something what we really what the AgenaTrader is really able to scan not just 200, 300, 500. We have traders there scanning 1,500 instruments. In the different markets, trying to find the signals there. So this is really one extremely powerful feature of AgenaTrader, that you're really able to scan many different markets, and that's of course then it makes fun also to work with the candlestick package, with Steve's package, that here really NCS package that people are really able to find their signals in the different scanners and do not need to look for all the different. They can really say, okay, my favorite signals I would like to scan, and there are many others. Maybe they are not so interesting for me. Yes.
So with that in mind, can you let them know how they can invest in this? And keep in mind, there's a lot. We went through this Gilbert and I went through this very quickly, but we have a lot of video resources. You'll be getting a video on what each of these candlestick signals are. We also have a special coupon for lifetime service. So can you quickly go over, how they can invest in this?
Yes. Just a moment.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, here on AgenaTrader, you can you see here a landing page for Steve with a short description, and basically what you could do here is, of course, if you are interested to buy the Steve Nison package, just go here. You see here the Steve Nison candlestick package. So basically, if you would like to buy the packages, you just go here, you say add to cart. You also have the possibility to, of course, to buy AgenaTrader. We have now a specific combination package here. You find here AgenaTrader also. If you would like to have it, you can also add it to the cart. And now, if you go into the card, you see here that here are the different products, basically this Steve's package and also AgenaTrader Andromeda. And if you what Steve basically offers currently is a discount of $300 on the Steve Nison package. And what we also do is basically on the, I just look for the promo code. Kenneth, could you just send me the promo codes that people see which promo codes we have?
Yes,
yeah.
Basically what we're going to do, just to clap, can everyone hear me? Hope it's Ken O'Taylor here from AgenaTrader. It's been a very thorough and enjoyable webinar. I hope everyone enjoyed it. In terms of the promo code, for those that actually have an Andromeda version at the moment, you can actually receive a $300 discount on the NCS package using a promo code AT promotion. For those that actually don't have Andromeda version and would like to obviously purchase the platform and plus the NCS, you can actually get a 10% discount on the AgenaTrader Andromeda version and a $300 discount on the NCS package. Both of those codes will actually be sent to you tomorrow with the recording of today's webinar. So just to clarify, we're going to send all the information with the recording and the promo codes via email tomorrow, just to clarify. So if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to contact us.
That's great.
Yes.
Thank you. And can we go back a page also? Can we go back a page also? So what Gilbert was talking about was a lifetime subscription. You invest in NCS and all the upgrades and everything are included for free. We do special webcasts and so forth. But if you can go back, if you can go back to the original page here. Okay, go back again.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So now you also have. Yeah. Well, we can do this, and then we can go forward. I actually go forward one page. The one you were just on. I want to show them they also have a monthly option. There we go. Now, beside the one-off payment, or what we call lifetime, you also have the ability to rent it for 1 month. And this is a great resource. And what we're going to do, if for renting 1 month, is as shown here. You will have the ability to test it out, see how powerful it is for 1 month. You will also get the resource on my favorite candlestick signals. But for the one-off payment, and let's go back to the page here. Here we go.
Yeah.
Now, first of all, whether you do the 1 month or the one-off payment, you will be automatically upgraded to the NCS Pro. That includes the Forex and the intraday module. No matter which you get, the monthly or the one-off, you'll get my 28 candle patterns video. you'll be getting 4 trade upset. We have trade setups, for example, I call the bouncing ball. You'll also get new to charts video. But for those who invest in a lifetime, or the one-off, you're also going to get the Candlestick Express class. And this is a multi-hour webcast or video you'll be able to stream to watch with basic and beyond education. So this is only for the lifetime, but if you invest either in the lifetime or the monthly, you're going to be getting all this over here. And as was just mentioned, because of the grand opening, we're calling a grand opening special, for those who order in the one-off, you will be getting a $300 coupon to bring that price down by $300 US. And I should mention, AgenaTrader, is one of the most powerful and user-friendly platforms I've ever worked with. And I've been in this business since 1990. Although there wasn't online trading wasn't popular then, but it really what I'm so impressed with is the ability to set up trade so easily within just 3 or 4 mouse clicks, Gilbert, and you don't need any computer programming. And the challenge, and they've met it, is making a platform that's user-friendly but really powerful. It's usually one or the other. It's usually very user-friendly, but it's not that good, or it's really powerful, and you need a PhD in programming to use it. But Agena I'm just really impressed with it. So if you don't have it, I strongly recommend getting it, because look, the way I look at it, all you need is 1 or 2 good trades with either NCS or Agena to make up whatever you invest in the NCS or the Agena. Or equally important, avoiding a bad trade. At the end of the day, it's not how much we make, but how much we don't lose. So by investing in the right software, it's really going to be a great return on investment.
Yes, many thanks for this extremely good testimonial, Steve.
You can send the check to Steve Nison.
I'm coming.
No, this was unplanned. I didn't realize they were also going to be offering Agena. So I just wanted to put my 2 cents in to
yes,
say how happy I am with it, how impressed I am with the program.
Getting such a feedback from you is a big honor for us. Many thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
Yeah. Good. Anything else, Steve? What you would like to say, to mention? Some testimonials about.
Yeah, the only thing I would mention. Like some testimonials. I'm not going to read them verbatim, but for example, one good trade from NCS. More than paid for it, and we get feedback like that all the time. But I do want to mention that this is a very, this is a limited time offer. We're going to be taking it off very soon. So my thinking is to take advantage of it as soon as you can. One, it's going to be limited time, and 2, the sooner you invest in NCS and or Agena, the sooner you can apply the power of the technology and the software.
Yes, great. Many thanks. I'm looking forward for upcoming events, Steve. Yes, I just see some more questions here. Basically, most of them, they are around the AgenaTrader and the Combi package. Yes, what we are already mentioned is what Kenneth already mentioned before is we are gonna send out a email newsletter to all the participants where we write everything in there, where you get all the offers and the possibilities around renting or buying AgenaTrader in combination with this NCS package or just the NCS package itself. Yes, I think basically, Steve, we are done for today. If there is anything more from you, just tell me. Otherwise, I think we are done. And yes, I can say many thanks for participating the webinar, and looking forward for a great follow-up and for a lot of further mutual events what we can do around the Nison package and the NCS package. And yeah.
Great. Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. And, you know, the way I look at it, NCS, and actually this is one of our nice feedbacks from a trader. He said NCS saves time for quicker and timelier analysis, leading to better trades, fewer losses, and more profitability. And that's the goal of NCS, and also obviously AgenaTrader. So he said that's the trader's dream, NCS, and I think in combination with the Agena and the NCS is, you know, the Japanese will say like the right hand helping the left. So it is with NCS and Agena. So it was my pleasure working with you, Gilbert, and the rest of the team, and look forward to doing great things in the future. And looking forward to getting some great feedback from those who invest in NCS and Agena.
Yes, it was a pleasure to me as well, Steve. Looking forward for the next event. Thank you to everybody who was joining this webinar. We have recorded it. We will put it online as soon as possible. I guess by tomorrow, after tomorrow, it will be online. We also will send it out with tomorrow's newsletter. Yeah. Yeah. Many thanks. Have a great evening. See you soon. Goodbye.